I think we are on the time. Let's start. Right, Anu?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, sure. I
So,
will.
okay. So, welcome everybody. Good afternoon, good evening to you all, or maybe good morning for the US folks. So, we are doing this session today with Anu, the amazing speaker from Pune. She is the customer success manager, success and support manager from Amoeboids, and I am Shivam. I am the Atlassian community champion for this ACE Faridabad, along with my co-champion Sushant. We both are leading this chapter, and we are doing this virtual events and the in-person events for since last 1.5 years. And we try to share the knowledge around Atlassian apps, Agile, Scrum, and the things that are revolving around Atlassian ecosystem, the updates maybe. So we are doing this for you all, and the community is with you, not from us. So you make this community. So thank you so much, guys, for joining today. And till the time I will over it to you, Anu. I want everyone to write just a hello in the chat, and maybe you can mention like where are you joining from. Maybe some folks are joining from like the East India, some West India, some maybe the north part of the India, some maybe the Europe, and then the US. So please write down in the chat. I will love to hear you. And yeah, that's about Atlassian community and me and about today's event. And now we can over it to Anu. You can introduce you about your agenda and all things. So
Yeah,
over to you,
sure.
Anu.
But Shivam, I guess you forgot something. You wanted to make an announcement, if I'm not
Okay,
wrong.
okay, sure, sure. Thank you so much. So, guys, please try to stay with us till the end of this session because we have some gift vouchers in the certification voucher, and we are doing a short quiz with you all. So, whoever is on the top of that list will be getting those vouchers. So, please try to stay till the end. And yeah,
Mhm.
we do have to take a screenshot. So, if I forgot, please remind me, anyone, or maybe Anu.
All right. Okay.
Okay. So, over to you, Anu.
Yeah, sure. I'll share my screen. Just confirm once it is visible to you all.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Yep. So, hi everyone. I'm Anu, Customer Success and Support Manager at Amoeboids. And today we are going to talk about how you can communicate with different stakeholders with the same data but in different ways, right? So from data to decisions, how teams actually use Jira insights differently on different platform on different times for different reasons for making different decisions, of course, right? So just to give you a quick background, as we all know that means I have been working within Atlassian community for several years now. I have talked or met many customers from different industries, be it banking domains, be it finance, be it healthcare, and of course the IT as well. And I have so we generally see one common pain point there is that everyone has a lot of valuable data within their Jira instances, but they always struggle to communicate with that data with different stakeholders, because it is not that easy to collate that entire data from Jira and distribute it across different stakeholders. And it's not about only distributing any data, it should be stakeholder specific data, right? So let's take an example that today a leadership team member comes in and maybe ask you for a specific high level report that they want to look at based on a specific project that you are working on. You cannot just send any report to them, you need to send specific data that matters for them, right? At the same time, if we talk about let's say a QA manager, they would need the data that is related to the QA things, possibly the bugs or um, the data that matters for them as a QA manager. So you cannot just take out any data from Jira or take out the same report and share it with everyone. So we are talking about the same problem statement here, and of course the solution to that problem statement in this session today. So let's move on to the agenda. So this is going to be our today's agenda. First of all, we'll talk about why one report for everyone quietly breaks the communication. Then we will also talk about some real Jira reporting use cases where we can see how different teams use the same Jira data across different formats or in different ways at different times, right? And we will also talk about how you can automate these reports, how you can generate basically and then automate these stakeholder specific reports automatically, and how you can establish better visibility within your team, which results in productive communications and which definitely saves a lot of time, so you can focus on the major work that you want to do for achieving different goals based on the what teams or what profiles you're working on, right? So let's move on to the next slide here. So why one report for everyone quietly breaks the communication? So the problem statement here is always that I have seen that people are extracting the same Jira data or same report for that matter, which is sent to everyone. But when it comes to different stakeholders, they need different insights, not the same report. So, like I mentioned, executive team will need a very high level information. They don't want to look into each and every issue that is there in the project, or possibly that is blocked, or that you have released in a sprint or the version. But then at the same time, product manager, as a product manager, that person would be worried about what data I want to communicate to the customers, what we are going to work on next, and what is in progress, and so on. QA managers would like to know what are the bugs that have been reported by customers, what are the bugs those have been found by your teams in the ongoing releases or sprints, in the ongoing development cycle, and so on. And the project managers will also need altogether a different data set. So here the main part is that we are all people are working on the same project or the same Jira data, but the piece of information they need is different, right? There is one more part that possibly executives would need a short email or a one pager PDF file, but the product manager would want to share this information over the Slack every day in, day out with different teams, or also provide that information easily on your Confluence spaces to your customers, right? So the second part of managing or distributing this data is also about in what format are you sending this data over to these different stakeholders and how you're extracting it from Jira. So these are the different things that you need to take into account when you are working on the same Jira data, but from different angles or different perspectives and different in different roles, right? So if you are not able to solve this problem, the impact is that these stakeholders would miss out on what matters most to them. Um, they will keep doing these meetings to clarify their doubts or understand the information or get the information that they want. They will keep constantly bugging the project managers or product managers to get the right information out of Jira, which definitely slows the decisions that they want to make. And for PMs, of course, it will also delay releases, which again impact everywhere. If you are delaying releases, then you're also delaying what your executive teams have promised to the market. You are also delaying the results that you have promised to your customers. You are also delaying the plans or the roadmap that PMs have managed, and so on. So these slower decisions are going to impact on every aspect of the cycle or the process that you are maintaining within your organization. Doesn't matter what industry you are in. And this again results in lack of consistency and trust as well, because if you are not able to share that information consistently, you are slowing the decisions. If these decisions are slowed, then it is gradually hampering the trust that different stakeholders have on these different teams or the people who are handling these processes. So this impact will not be easily seen immediately, but in longer run, it is definitely going to hamper a lot. So for that, we are going to talk how exactly this problem statement can be resolved. So we will first talk about some real world reporting use cases, and then we will move on to the live demonstration of the automated release notes and reports app. And then we will also see some outputs, report outputs that I have collated or created out of ARNR. The major reports, I have just taken some real world use cases which I always see repeatedly during these conversations with the customer. So one of the most important one is executive summary report. So even today also, I was giving one demo to a potential customer, and the most important use case, the first use case they talked about, is about the executive summary report, where they want to send it to their executives after every sprint, but not really with the each and every minute details of the work items in that particular sprint. It has to be for the audience who is sitting at the top of your company, or executives, VP or engineering, or CTOs, CEOs, etc. So the so these reports generally include a release summary, which is so as soon as you open the report, you should be able to see, okay, what exactly is there in that particular report that I'm looking at. So at the top, you can add, they will basically need the release summary. Then maybe after reading that release summary, they might want to look at the progress that you have done. What are the high priority issues that we are working on? And then executive summary that will help them to take decisions or to communicate with the relevant team members. So that's what executives always need. In terms of product release report, the audience is going to be your PMs, who will always focus on the new features that they are working on or they have worked on in the past release or the sprint, the improvements, the bug fixes, and so on. And the questions that they can resolve with these reports is what features they have shipped, what is in progress, what is in pending that we need to look at, or maybe brainstorm those ideas, or maybe talk with the team why it is blocked, where exactly they are blocked to resolve or to work on that particular issue. And at the end, when the release is live, what should be informed to the customers or maybe their internal support team, so that can be conveyed directly to their customers. So we can see that these are two different types of stakeholders. The data is going to be same, that is there in your releases or sprints or your Jira project for that matter, but both of them need it for different purposes and for making different decisions. Similarly, we have two more use cases here. So QA validation report, which is important for the QA managers, because they want to understand, is QA efficiency met in this particular release or sprint, which bugs they have they fixed the customer specific priority issues or not, have they are they distributing their efforts efficiently on based on the priority or based on the urgency or the dates they have committed to different customers or stakeholders. So these are the different questions that they need to understand from that report. And this report generally includes the bug summary. Again, the summary is always important because that gives you a clear idea that what exactly I'm looking at. The key metrics, the critical defects, the quality of work, and so on. So these are the different things that they want to include into these reports. When it comes to sprint progress report, where audience are most of the time Scrum Masters or the PMs, and they want to include sprint summaries to understand what's going on at a high level, what issues they have completed, again, what is in progress, in pending, and what exactly was the sprint goal and what is the conclusion when you complete that sprint, right? So again, here the same thing happens, that the data is same, but based on the stakeholders, they want to make different decisions. They want to understand the same data from their own perspectives. Sorry, on own perspectives. So we it is definitely not easy to go into Jira and copy paste that information, collate it, and send it across to these different stakeholders. If you try to do it manually, it is going to take a lot of time of each of the stakeholders, each of the person who is supposed to work on these reports and send it across to these different stakeholders. We have also seen that the same report has been distributed on different platforms, right? So someone says that, okay, in my team, everyone only reads emails. They won't go and open the attachment, or maybe they won't go and open the Confluence page. I just want to send it on email. Some of the customers say that we don't want it to be anywhere else. We want it to be in our teams channels or Slack channels, because that's where every day in day out people are working and communicating with each other. So it is very easy for us to use these. So ARNR can generate this information, the same report, and at the same time you can automate it to be distributed across different channels that you want. So we will talk about that in a bit. So these are some real world reporting use cases. Now, uh, let's talk about, okay, I guess I messed up when I was just, working on this. Yeah. So let's talk about this one now. Anyways, I'm sorry for that. Yeah. So these are some other use cases in terms of different stakeholders again, right? So executives wants to know about their business progress, so they need executive summary report. Product managers want to know what they are shipping, so they want product release reports. QA managers want to know the release quality, so that's why they need QA validation report. Project managers or scrum masters want to understand sprint status, and that's why they need to know, they need the progress reports. So these are some use cases across different, repeated use cases that we generally see in terms of the teams that they want. So let us quickly talk about the app itself. I'll give you a quick demonstration where I'll explain you how automated release notes and reports app simplifies this entire reporting workflow, how you can connect it with your Jira projects. You just need to select a specific report type that you want to generate based on the audience that you are sending it to you. Generate these polished reports in seconds and just share the consistent reports with your stakeholders. So I'll quickly share. Okay, I'll just stop my screen for a bit. I guess by mistake I have just closed the window that I had kept open for this demonstration. So by the time I reshare the screen, I'll just talk a bit about automated release notes and reports app. So basically, we call it ARNR in short, because that's the easiest way to call it. And the focus or the problem statement that we wanted to solve was to make it easy for people to communicate with different stakeholders, automate the entire process in one go, and of course, ensure that these communications happen consistently without any issues or manual interventions once you set up the workflow, right? So that's where ARNR comes in. So I'll just give you a quick brief. So the workflow in ARNR works like this. You first create a template, and once that template is created, you set up a rule where you can use different triggers to automate or even generate it manually if needed. And then uh, you can just simply take those actions within the Jira, and the automated release notes will take care of it for you. So let us first talk about the templates. Yeah, so this is one of the PDF templates that I have created for this demonstration. I'll also show you the output of this template. But before that, you can see the number of templates that we have. There are around 10 plus templates that you can create. So if you want to send email, you can do that. Within the email, if you are willing to send a PDF attachment, PowerPoint attachment, Word document, JSON, HTMLs, markdowns, etc. All of these attachments can be sent across email to your stakeholders. You can publish to Confluence editor, publish it to Confluence, Slack, MS Teams, etc. We also have a specific feature called release page where you can generate, publish it to a specific web page that you can create. And there is also a widget that you can embed within your websites or within your web apps. You can make LinkedIn announcement, JSM announcements as well. So whatever medium of communication suits your processes, your stakeholders, you can pick that one, build a template and automate it using rules and actions within ARNR. So if I open this particular template here, which is in PDF type, you would notice that it has a lot of advanced settings where you can build your page set. You can just add the title pages, headers, footers, etc. with respect to your PDF document that you are creating. You can add branding. You can add the themes that are, with respect to the brand that you have, and then create the entire template that you want. So this is the main template builder where you get many custom options. So you can use these different macros. We call them as macros within ARNR. These are ARNR specific macros where you can utilize these macros to build such reports, right? So in terms of customization and bringing out a standard format document for your stakeholders is completely possible and easy to do within ARNR app. And then there are many things like with the stat and macro, you can bring counts or bar chart within your reports using AI generator macro. So this is what I was talking about, the summary. So you can give a prompt to your AI generator here, add the JQL and select the specific maximum 3 fields in case of AI generator for the AI to refer and create a summary based on the prompt that you have given, and generate that summary that can be added at the top of your report, or even section wise also you can add, of course. Then there is JQL section which allows you to fetch relevant data from Jira, right? So in the main tab here you can add the JQL which will fetch the relevant issues to be processed or to be added to your document. Here you can see these are the different dynamic variables. So this one template can be used across different projects also. So many companies or the many organizations follow this practice where they create one standard template using these variables and they just run it across different projects using rules and actions. So these variables are replaced based on where these templates are executed via rules, and they will pick that specific project ID, version ID, sprint IDs, and so on, and they will bring that data to your reports. So you don't need to build these reports over and over again, which normally happens in manual report creation process. Then there are fields. So whatever data points you want to bring out of Jira in your reports, you can do that. You can create AI generated summary with the AI tools, AI features that are available within ARNR, and bring those quick AI summaries into your reports, or you can bring the data from your custom Jira issue fields or the default ones, and bring all that data into your reports. And in terms of layouts, we have 3 layouts, whether it is tabular layout, you want a sequential layout, you want a grid layout, you can tweak those layouts based on the format that you are following across different reports. So that's the JQL is kind of a heart of this entire process that you are working on, and then there are bits and pieces that you can um, collect at one, gather them at one place within the template and generate beautiful reports. So here you can see that we are talking about, here we are getting user stories and epics, those are completed, bugs, those are completed, issues, those are in progress. So if we look at the JQL, you would notice that we are adding different types of JQLs based on what data we want to fetch out of Jira. And then the customer issues. So this gives you a nice overview that, okay, maybe in this particular sprint, team is working on 10 issues, of course, different work item types. But then out of that, which are the specific customer issues that are included in this sprint or this particular release, right? So you don't have to look after that list, find if it is associated with any specific custom field or not. You will just get that data ready so you can communicate with your customers if these issues are in progress or in whatever status they are. Based on that, you can take decisions as well, and then at the end you will get the conclusion out of the entire report. So that is one of the use case. Once this report is created, how you can automate this, right? So you simply create a rule, you just give that rule a name, let's say release notes communication, and you have these many triggers, right? So when I talk about the automation, so let's assume that you want to send a version of release report, right? Or maybe release planning report. In that case, in case of release planning report, you would essentially use the version created trigger. So as soon as you create a version within Jira, this rule will be executed and it will send out relevant information or the document to your stakeholders. If you are using version release trigger, as soon as your PM marks any version as released, whatever actions are added to your rule, those all the templates will be executed and it will distribute that information to relevant stakeholders, right? So that's how it will work. So, and then there are different actions. So for example, similar to what we saw in the create template, you will see same type of options here as action. So if you want to send an email, you click on send email, you select the email template that you have, right? And then if you are sending out attachments, you select those attachments. So if you see this ACE product release report, I can select it and I can send it across different stakeholders via email automatically. So when this rule is executed, when the version is marked as released, you will be able to this rule will be executed and it will send that to different stakeholders that you have configured here. So this is just one use case based on the different actions that you are adding here. It will help you to distribute that content or that information across different channels. So if you use publish to Confluence, it will just publish a Confluence report and so on. So that's how you automate this entire process. Now, uh, you can use AI generator macro, or we also have AI action, which will, based on the prompt, which will generate, which will look at your Jira data. So for example, I can select a description field here, and then I can select an output field here. So let's say public release notes or public summaries or whatever release notes or field you have created. So when this when this AI generator is executed for a specific JQL, what it does is it will take data from this description field and it will process it based on the prompt. And of course, you can add a JQL here, fetch those issues and generate that data, store it in the custom field, which is already configured within your template, and it will fetch that data. I'm purposely, means just in the interest of time, I'm just purposely not adding it here uh, because I want to focus more on the reporting part. So once this entire data is generated, you will be able to fetch that data into your reports, and then you distribute that using the automation here. So let us move on to the templates, move on to some outputs here. So this is the first report that I have created out of ARNR, which basically talks about challenges and blockers in the existing sprint that you are working on. This is an active sprint which has this particular duration, and this report was generated on a specific date. So in terms of getting this data, you can use ARNR's variables dynamically to bring that data and run this same template across different projects for different sprints that you have there. So always the project here. Here you will get the executive summary, which is basically talking about the sprint health summary, how many total issues you have, how many of them are done, in progress, to do, etc. What is the overall status? What are the delivery risks, if there are any blockers, or if there are any issues that your teams are facing and not able to deliver those specific items that are there in the sprint. What exactly is the pipeline gap, any performance scope, or possibly how you can resolve that things. So these are the different things that one would want to know immediately or during the sprints, or maybe before you are all, maybe mid of the sprint, and so on. So you can keep a check on the progress that's happening across the sprint. And now these reports can also be scheduled at a specific interval. So let's say you want to get this report and send it across your relevant stakeholders every week. You can schedule it at a specific interval. Once this template is set up, it will keep sending it to those stakeholders so they know what's happening in the sprint, or what exactly are the blockers, what decisions that they need to make. These these ready reports, or this ready data, also helps them in their regular meetings as well, so they can keep in check what exactly is happening there. Then of course dependency challenges are there, notable progress, executive actions in next 5 days, and so on. And if there are any issues currently blocked. So in this case, I didn't get any blocked issues retrieved. So that means there are no blockers in the sprint, which is a good thing, of course. So that was about challenges and blockers. Then there is another report for bug tracking and resolution report. So you can look at the um, format here, right? In the earlier format, we had a different theme, earlier report. In this report, we have altogether a different colorful theme here, right? So again, you can fetch this data using different variables in ARNR. You can generate these kind of charts. This is about the counts, like there are 13 bugs discovered during the reporting period. Then now how these bugs are distributed. So number of bugs resolved, number of bugs reopened, and so on. So again, these are the stats and counts chart here. Stats, yeah. And then there is the summary of the current bugs. So we have looked at the numbers, but now I want to look at it in detail, like what are the statuses, what are the priorities, whether they are assigned, not assigned, or maybe uh, priority and all, everything you want to look at, right? You can make it, so if you are sharing it internally, of course, you can just add those links and people can easily look at the relevant Jira issue that they are looking for. So this is the bug report. This is a very interesting report, executive one pager. So this is just a one-page report out of a version which is relevant for the executives, your leadership teams, because they don't want to know, okay, there are 17 issues in this particular version. Definitely they don't want to look at each and every issue that is there and what exactly is happening in that particular issue. Definitely they are not interested in all of that stuff. They just want to understand what's the status, and if there is anything that they need to intervene, or possibly whatever targets they have, or whatever goals they have, uh, being at an executive level, whether everything is working fine or not. So based on that, here you can see a simple report which is of total 17 issues. How many of them are at highest priority? How many of that they are at high priority? Of course, there will be low priority, lowest priority. So based on whatever kind of information you want, you can structure that template and get this data. Then you can see that how it is distributed amongst different assignees. Module is a simple sample field I had taken. So possibly it could be components, it could be customers, it could be a specific type of label where organizations segment their Jira issues. So based on that, you can use those fields and look at the stats and counts for these particular type of issues based on the segmentations, and then actions, high impact actions that you need to take. And then list of issues. So after looking at this entire, all these numbers, of course, executives are always interested in numbers rather than the details of each and every issue. After looking at these numbers, if they think, okay, I need to look at it in detail, then they can get more details in the report, or they might ask you for another version workload report. I know what exactly is going on here at a high level, but I want to know more detail. Share the version workload report. So you can generate that as well within ARNR. If you have that template ready, you just simply go open that template, preview it, provide the version input, and create that report and send it across. You don't really have to look at all 17 issues and then take out notes and share it somewhere with your executive team members. So that's what it helps you to do in terms of saving your time and manual efforts. And this is again a very simple sprint review report, which again has table of contents. So if you just go on sprint overview, you can look at the information, sprint goals, etc. And then here you can see, rather than adding just summaries, I have detailed description about that particular issue here, right? So this can be AI generated. It is possible that there are like 5,000 character description in your Jira, but out of that you just only want to generate some 50-word release note, or a message that you want to convey to a specific stakeholder. You can use AI features within ARNR and generate this summary out of those long descriptions that you have within Jira. So this is again different types of combinations and the formats that you can use, you can create using Jira. There is one more, yeah, this one. So I have it on email, so that's why I had to open it another window. So this is again a retrospective report for a sprint, which is an active sprint. So from the sprint perspective, you can see how differently we have moved on to one report to another report. The first one was possibly about the blockers and challenges. Another was executive report. Then there was a simple sprint preview report, which is possibly a daily report that you might be sending out to your teams. And then this is again a very detailed and very standard report that you can generate using ARNR. So here you can add the sprint KPI dashboards, epic wise sprint issues. So this was also created for today's meeting with the potential customer, where they had shared some use cases with us, where they wanted to highlight all the epics that are there in the sprint, along with the child issues in that particular epic. So that gives them a nice summary of what exactly is happening in each of the epics. So this can be grouped by epic, and you will get all the details of those epics there. So these are the different kinds of reports that you can generate using ARNR automated release notes and reports app. We have seen that it can generate almost all types of reports. So I'll just quickly close it and go to the slides. Yeah. So that was all about the different reports that you can generate for different stakeholders, for different use cases. Now let's talk about some practical habits for better release visibility. Right. So when it comes to uh, setting up a consistent process. You need to have some practical habits that you need to follow within that particular process, right? So reports don't create these reports for everyone. Rather, think of it from an audience perspective. The report that you are creating should not be um, for everyone, but it should be rather tailored based on the different needs of the stakeholders or the audience that you are sending it to. Then always focus on recurring reports or automation of recurring report, because it reduces a lot of manual effort that you are taking on copy pasting that data, generating and sending it out to different stakeholders. It also ensures consistency, because since it is automated, you don't have to do anything. Keep uh, uh, it will keep processing your reports, and it will keep communicating automatically once this entire workflow with ARNR is set, um, based on the cadences that you have set, of course. And then share these reports proactively. So if this entire workflow is ready, you will be able to share this report even before your stakeholders ask it, right? So for example, like I said, if you are creating an executive summary for your CEOs, CTOs, you don't need to wait for them to ask for something. Rather, you can keep it scheduled, you can send it across to them, and if as and when needed, it will be available, always available for them in their inboxes or on a specific repository that you are maintaining, and so on. And then use Jira as a single source of truth, of course. So whatever data that you have across different processes, it should, if you store that data always within Jira rather than keeping it in 10 different places, it will be easier for you to generate these reports out of Jira effortlessly and maintain this entire workflow consistently in terms of generating these reports. And of course, the outcome with these practical habits is definitely great, because every stakeholder will have better visibility into data. Every stakeholders, based on their area that they are working in, they will be able to make faster decisions. Of course, less people will bug you in your DMs to get those updates or to get the specific information. So that will again help every individual personally. And then people will be able to focus more on their deliverables. I'm sorry for that. So yeah, that's what we have seen as best practices or the better habits in terms of communicating with your stakeholders and with your teams. So yeah, as that was all in today's session from my end. So if you scan this code, um, you will be you will get hands on on a document that has 50 plus use cases of different reports that you can generate from Jira data. So I would insist that you scan this QR code and get this get these use cases, 50 plus use cases that we have curated after talking with a lot of customers. And if anything is relevant with your own teams or your processes within your organization, you can reach out to us, and then we will help you to build that data using automated release notes and reports app. Yeah, that's all from my side. So if anyone has any questions, you can ask those questions.
Yeah.
Stop sharing
So
your screen.
there are already a few questions in the chat, in the Q&A
Oh,
actually. So one is from Agastya, then one is from Divyanshu.
okay.
Divyanshu, I read, if I am not misspelling his name. So are you able to see that, or should I?
Yeah, I can say it. How can teams use Jira Insights to give LT a meaningful view of delivery without turning metrics into performance report exercise? Uh, so Divanshu, okay, Divayush, would you like to like unmute yourself and maybe give me more background on this?
Hi, hi Anu. Uh,
Right.
So just wanted to ask, like, let's suppose instead of telling like the team completed 50 tickets,
Mm-hmm.
or the velocity was some 35, 40 points,
Mm-hmm.
and like some percent of tickets were completed, or the average cycle is some around 5 days or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. So instead of that, can we have it like what exactly those numbers are actually meaning to that project? Like whether the cycle time was increased, or the more tickets were blocked, and there were these like several priority tickets were resolved, instead of like in that sense, like the
Yes.
dependency on the other team has been increased or decreased in that sense.
Yes, definitely that is possible. So, like I explained in one of the use cases, uh, using uh, JQL section feature, you can set up a JQL that will bring you the exact uh, issues that you want to look at, or exact what you have mentioned. Yeah, turning metrics into the performance exercise. Yeah, so the exact set of issues, you can bring that in front of your teams using ARNR. So yeah, apart from numbers, it is also possible to, as far
Like
as that data is within Jira, that lies within Jira, you can extract that out of Jira in these kind of reports, definitely.
okay, so we can get that delivery health, basically the delivery health instead of getting those metrics.
Yes, yeah. So in one of the reports, if you had noticed, I had shared the sprint health metrics as well, right? So those were, of course, numbers, but if you needed to be in more details, yes, you can give a prompt to AI generator, or you can fetch those specific fields using JQL sections and get that data in your reports. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Can I give an example? Like, let's suppose like Shivam closed eight tickets in this sprint,
Mm-hmm.
while Anu closed around 15 tickets. So
Yeah.
instead of that, can we get something like the team has increased the number of blocked items or the handoffs, which is affecting the delivery, something like that?
Yes, so that is
Yeah.
actually possible. I don't have the ready example, but let me open,
Because
let
that
me
would be
check.
more useful instead of
Yeah.
that metrics, because metrics has been like uh,
Yes, exactly.
it's
Just
very
give me,
common these days. So
yeah,
that
yeah.
way.
Just give me a moment.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to open one of the reports that I have. Executive summary. Yeah. So if I share my screen, yeah. So I understood that you don't really want the counts of total issues or possibly critical issues and so on, or maybe just a list of those issues, but better deliverables out of that particular issues that someone has worked on. So you can add, there will be, of course, some trial and testing for these prompts. So if you have any specific use cases, you can share that with us and we will help you to build these prompts. And based on these prompts, you will be able to create or get that particular information out of Jira. So what basically happens is in JQL sections, it's of course pulling the entire list of issues, or stats and charts macros would pull the counts or create bar charts out of that information. But this AI generator macro, here you can give specific prompts, and you can also tell AI, okay, look at the, like you mentioned, these are the issues that Shivam worked on, right? So you can give that particular JQL that assignee is equal to Shivam, and then this is the particular project and the version ID and so on. So it will just look at the issues that Shivam has worked on. And then you can also guide AI, okay, what all things you need to look at, right? Whether it should look at the descriptions, whether it should look at the comments that Shivam had added, or any specific information that is there. And out of that uh, data that AI has got, what exactly it should generate for you, right? So you can give that kind of prompt and it will create that data for you in the given formats. You can say, okay, I need it in a paragraph, I need it in a tabular format, I need it in a bulleted format, numbered format, whatever it is, you have to guide that in the prompt to AI and you will get those kind of details out there. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, that was clear. Thanks, Sam.
Okay, and then we have one more question, if I'm not wrong.
That's
When I
fine.
click generate, is it publishing fresh data from Jira right then, or it is working off uh, of the data that was synced earlier? So when you sync, when you say sync, are you saying that you want to whether this is based on the real time data or saved some time ago, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it will work in real time, right? So when the issue is triggered, sorry, when the rule is triggered within ARNR app, at that time, whatever real-time data is available within Jira, uh, based on that, this report will be created. So let's assume that you are generating a report every day. You're sending a Slack message every day to your teams, which is kind of a daily status meeting, right? So you have scheduled it to be triggered at 9 a.m. So until 9 a.m., whatever data is available, even if someone has added a comment at 8:55, that will also be considered in that, because until that template is triggered, all or that rule is triggered, until then, whatever data is available, it will be showcased or added or published to that particular report that you are generating.
Okay.
Yeah. Do we have any other questions? I don't see in Q&A. So if anyone else has any questions, happy to take those questions. Yeah.
Uh, Actually, I do have. Yeah, hi, you can go first. Then I will ask.
No, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Rohit. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, the question is basically there are two apps listing on the marketplace page as I can see for ARNR for Jira.
Mm-hmm.
So one is
Mm-hmm.
free and one is paid. Like, what is the difference between both? Like, I am confused. Like, which one should I use if I want to?
Yeah. Thank you for bringing it, Shivam. So yes, there are two marketplace app on the Atlassian marketplace. The free one is of course it's a free app basically with the same features that I have explained you. Whatever is available in paid, all the features, everything is available in the free app as well. So we have weekly releases for ARNR app based on the enhancements and bug fixes and whatever we do on the app. So everything is released on the both apps. Everything will be available on both the apps. It's just that on free app you will have some limitations, like on the number of execution. You can execute 5 actions in a month, but you get all the features there. So basically what happens is, in a lot of organizations, 1 month free trial may not be enough, or some organizations are okay with only 5 executions for per month. So in that case, if that is something that relates with you, you can use the free app, and if you need more executions every month, you can use the paid app, where you will get the same functionalities and everything will be available for you. So that's the basic difference. ARNR free app comes with certain limitations but with all the features, and paid app will give you unlimited executions and all the features. So that's the only difference in terms of support, in terms of um, other other help you need from us. It's equal in terms of free and paid app.
Yeah, that makes sense totally. Like, it is similar like the Jira free up to 10 users and Jira for the premium
Yeah.
and the enterprise level users. Got
Yes.
that. And
So
that
you
totally.
have you can directly reach out in case of any app that you're using.
Okay, okay, great.
Yeah.
So, anyone have any questions, or should we move to the quiz and a screenshot part for the session? Or maybe you can ask Anu on the LinkedIn later the session, and maybe you can ask me as well if there is anything. I will like try to answer it and maybe redirect it to Anu. Okay. So if there is not any, let's take a quick screenshot. If you are comfortable, please turn on your camera. Then we will do a quick quiz. Then I will give you all the gift vouchers and the certification vouchers.
You should definitely do this photo before you do the quiz. So
Yes,
we have
yes.
all the audience captured.
Otherwise, like if somebody lose that quiz, they will be leaving that call in the like. Yeah, no worry.
Just in case anyone is not able to, is not that lucky today, we have another session on 14th. I have some
Yes.
vouchers I can hand over for certification.
If you want, like, you can drop the link in the chat, Vivek, or maybe I
Okay.
should drop it. Okay, so here's the link. So after the quiz, if somebody is like not able to win that, please join us on the 14th. We do have another virtual event and we do have vouchers for that as well. So with that, let's take a screenshot, guys. So the screen one is here. Now the screen two. And here it is. Just a minute. Let me check it. Yes, it's done. Okay, so let me share my screen. It's a Mentimeter quiz, as always. You need to scan this QR code and join it. And there are only 8 questions today, and few of them are not related to the session, that are very basics. If you are into web series, movies, then you might know that the answers of that. I tried to pick something different this time. So I hope people are joining. We have 6 participants here. 8, 9. Okay. Or maybe you can go to the www.menti.com and write this code to join this. We have 13 participants. Okay. In 15 seconds, I will start. So maybe you have time till then to join. Okay. It's already
9 o'clock.
It's already 9 o'clock, so we will wind it up fast because I know it's very late for the Indian folks. I think one of attendees having dinner as well during the session. He accidentally turned on his camera, but yeah, that's totally fine. Okay, let's start, guys. So the question number 1, 14 players are ready. And the first question is not from the session, it is from the web series. In Friends, what is the coffee shop called? If you are into web series, if you know, if you watch some reels, like we can like able to see that in the reels as well. So is that Grind, the Central Park, the Park Place, the Coffee Bean, what it is? Maybe you can take a guess if you are not familiar with that, because yeah, that's the only option
Really
now.
hope. No one will reveal that they are not familiar with the Friends.
Yeah. Okay. So okay, I moved it quickly. So okay, most of you are right here, and there are few persons who haven't watched Friends, so you too should watch it. Moving to the next question. The question is, which Jira report shows if scope changed after the sprint started? And it is velocity chart, sprint chart, control chart, or burn down chart. I
I
think
thought you were saying it is velocity chart.
I don't think so. It is the correct answer, but let's see. And don't try to believe me because I am trying to distract you here.
Yeah, you don't.
That's the strategy. So
Yeah.
let's see how many of you are answering right. Okay. So the question is answering itself. The sprint report. Okay. Now Anu knows the game, how to play. Okay. So the question number 3. And okay. So the question is again from the session or not from the session. Okay. So in Money
Oh my
Heist,
God.
the robbers are named after what? It is named after animals, colors, numbers, or cities. Let's see how many you are Money Heist lovers here. Money heist, money heist, whatever the pronunciation is.
Bella Ciao.
Okay, let's see. Okay, there are 5 seconds left. And the correct answer is cities. And yes, most of the folks are
Yeah.
serious here.
She might have thought since it's money heist, so it's maybe numbers. That's obvious.
Who taught animals? Okay, so moving on to the next, the question number 4. And the question is, which field groups Jira issues into release? Is that a epic link? Is that a component? Is that a fixed version? Or is that a label? If I was an attendee, like if I'm an attendee in that quiz, I will answer epic.
And we don't trust you.
Okay. Maybe I should start answering right. Okay, so nobody believed me. That's good.
Next time you can say the correct one. No one will believe you.
Yes. Okay, so now let's see a leaderboard quickly. Then we have 4 more questions. Okay, so
Really what code?
I think these are the auto-generated names. So you can check your name in your mobile
I'm
phones.
the word good. Yeah, I'm word good.
So actually you are excluded from that. So we will pick the second one. The word code.
No, I'm not that one. Actually,
So question number 5. Let's see what it is. And it is in F1, the F1 Formula 1 race. What does the checkered flag mean? It is a race is over, it is a safety car, it is a penalty, or is it a pit lane closed? And I think that's very easy enough to answer. Why should I cap that?
It's already highlighted.
There is a reason why you have kept that.
Okay. I know.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is the race is over, not the race is finished. So that is the correct one. Okay.
so next,
Now the moving on to the next. The question number 6, the third last. Now you have the time to grab some points to be in the top of the leader. And the question is, a cumulative flow diagram is best for spotting what? Individual performance and where the work piles up, the point per assignee, the comment counts. Let's see how many of you are answering it right.
so in the event page, Shivam, next time you should also write the names of all the, series that you're going to ask questions on.
Yes, I think I should. But yeah, I think I drafted it spontaneously, just between the section. Okay, so the correct one is where work piles up. It shows you the dots in the cumulative flow diagram. I think I'm right. Okay, moving on to the next. The question number 7, which is, want to know how long an issue takes start to done? Which chart? Okay, just a minute. Okay, so what could be the correct answer here? The burn down chart, the pied gadget, the created versus resolved, the control chart. I think I am audible, right? Yes.
Yes.
So the correct one is control chart, not the created versus resolved, not the burn down chart. Okay. Now the last question. It is the final one, and it is going to decide who is getting the rewards. ARNR by Amoeboids automates what? Sprint planning, release notes from Jira, time tracking, SLA management. And if you know the full form of ARNR, then you might know the answer, and you definitely know the answer then.
That's the only question I'm going to answer correct.
Okay, so it is very easy peasy. And the correct answer is release notes from Jira, not time tracking, not sprint planning. And that's a wrap, guys. Now let's see the leaderboard quickly. Who is on the top? We have, I think, Goat still on the top. No, we have Shubham, then Goat, Magic Rhino, Kathy, then Agastya. So first six are getting the rewards. So the first three are getting the gift vouchers. Then the last, like the second three of are getting the certification voucher. So you can drop your email in the chat, or maybe you can reach out to me on LinkedIn or Sushant on the LinkedIn. We will give you the vouchers, or maybe you can just see your names again if you are on the workplace. So till the sixth position, we are giving the rewards. And let me take a screenshot for that as well. And thank you so much for guys for joining this session and making it a success. And thank you so much for the co-host as well. Like I believe we have 4 to 5 co-hosts like Mangaluru, Lalitpur, I think Bhubaneswar as well, Jaipur. All the chapters have been co-hosting this. And thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining in. Thank you for your time. Have a good rest of
Thank
the
you.
weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anu, as well for your time, for
Yeah.
giving
Yeah.
us
Thank
insightful
you,
topic.
Shivam.
Thanks, Anu. Bye-bye.
Okay, I'm
Thank
waiting
you.
for emails here. Till then, you guys can drop, or yeah, maybe if you want to stay and talk to me, you can stay.
So everyone wants to go and enjoy the weekend now.
Yeah, it's Friday evening, so happy weekend, guys. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Bye, Shivam.
Thank
Bye
you so
bye.
much
Bye,
for the
Sushant.
Thank
opportunity.
you.